We've invited 5 strangers to take part in an experiment about peer pressure. They think they're helping a doctor with her research into group response times. They'll be asked to complete a 3-dimensional puzzle as quickly as possible. And for the research to be valid, it is vital that no one has done the puzzle before. But there are some things the group don't know. The first is that the doctor is an actor wearing a hidden mic. The second is that one of the group is also an actor who has done the puzzle before and who's going to encourage the others to cheat. The third is that they are being secretly filmed on hidden cameras. So how will the group respond? Will they collude with the actor? And will individuals in the group let themselves be persuaded by peer pressure to sabotage the doctor's supposedly scientific research?
What I want to do is to time your response into doing this puzzle here. It's very, very important that no one's done this puzzle before. Does anyone recognize it at all? That's excellent, great. Okay, can one of you volunteer to use this stopwatch? So as soon as you start, you just press this button here. And then once you've completed the puzzle, just press it again. Okay. All right? Great, thank you. And can somebody else volunteer to use this bell here? Yeah, great. So once you've finished the puzzle, can you just ring that and then I'll know when to come back in? Unravel it. So good luck and all the best, and I'll see you in about 5 minutes. All right?
Great. 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm totally hopeless at these.
Well, my theory is blue is for the sea, so that'll be at the bottom. That is the ground, and that is the sky, the sun. So I'm thinking, you can look at it like that. Together.
Excellent, you're doing
Are you good at these?
Yeah, did you get asked if you'd done this before we came in? Because I know how if we've only got 5 minutes, can I just quickly see? Because I had this at Christmas, and if it's the right thing, I think it would be quite fun if I can just remember quite how it works.
Although the actor makes it pretty obvious he's done the puzzle before, the group as a whole seem to go along with him. No one actually speaks out against the blatant cheat.
Yeah, we could say it was team. Yeah, that's right. That's kind of teamwork, isn't it? I reckon that is kind of teamwork kind of thing going on.
So do I.
Yes.
No.
Something else to go down.
I can just. Yeah, there you go. That's it.
Is it done? Stop.
Okay. Do you want to ring the bell?
Okay. 3 minutes.
Stop it.
90 seconds.
Okay, 3 and 9. Ian.
We need to know.
What's your name? Hanks.
James.
James.
Linda.
Hi. Louis.
What was our approach then?
Jane.
Yeah. Did we do it by colours, or did we just trial and error?
No, I think...
While the group wait for the doctor to return, they quickly discuss what their strategy will be to back up the actor's cheat. They are happy to collude with one another in a lie, although they have only just found out each other's names.
That's really fantastic. That's so quick. That is just fantastic. I think that's the fastest so far, actually, that any group of people have done it. So that's really, really amazing. I'm so impressed. That's incredible. That's great. So you shouldn't, that nobody's done this puzzle before?
We've done Rubik's Cubes before, so...
Yeah? Great. Thanks very much. Thank you.
The doctor has already given the group the chance to own up to the fact that one of them has cheated and sabotaged her research. She now gives each of them the chance to grass on the actor. And to make it easier for them, she gives them the chance to dish the dirt in private. But will they come clean?
I think the group went really, really fast.
We tried to, yes.
One of the fastest times, actually, that I've ever experienced before. So why do you think you were such a fast group?
Very early on, we sort of agreed that, you know, we wanted a certain approach to it.
And then The guy next to me, Ian, he picked up on that and he started to, I passed over one of the pieces to Ian and he started to put the pieces together from that.
I was just looking on in amazement. I think, well...
Do you think that no one had done this puzzle before?
Do I think that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Because it was done quite fast.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Why do you think it was so fast?
Because Ian knew how to do it, because I think he's a plant and I've been had.
Oh. So you think that Ian had done this puzzle before? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So, one of the group has seen through the deception. How will the others respond when we ask them what their motives have been for lying?
So did you hear me say you can't lie? I wasn't comfortable with it, but now when she was asking the questions, I was thinking, well, if I'm last and there's 4 people before me and they've said no one's done it before, and I come here and say, oh, Ian had done it, then I'm the bad guy.
I do like to win, and there was a desire to bend the rules a little. It seemed like an advantage, and it would have been churlish to pass up on it.
20 years ago, it was entirely different, and peer pressure was very, very, dominant in my life. And also, I used to worry like hell about what people thought of me and all that kind of thing. But now, don't care, do what I want. I think it's age plays a big part in that. But I think with the younger kids, peer pressure is paramount.
But the pressure comes from you just don't want to stand out like that. Just to go along. You just want to go along.
As we know, going along with the crowd has led us into some very dark places in the past. And history has shown how going with the flow can persuade us to do things which are totally against our better judgment. We fear rejection, being picked on and being excluded. There is safety in numbers, and when part of a group, we feel strong. Standing alone can make us feel isolated and vulnerable, leaving us open to manipulation. And some people exploit our insecurities and fear of rejection to make us do what they want us to do, whilst persuading us to think that's what we want to do too.
We came from distant space.
This sort of manipulation is used by some religious sects. They don't call themselves cults, but they operate on the same level.
It means that even the mind that you had as a human is aborted.
Ian Howarth was himself a member of a cult, but he is now the director of the Cult Information Centre.
It is a myth to imagine that you could not be recruited into a cult. You can, and there are over 500 operating in the UK at present. People assume you have to be young, probably falling apart at the seams, maybe you're on drugs or something. The reality is different. The easiest person to recruit into a cult tends to be someone that comes from an economically advantaged family background, is well educated, and is often described as idealistic. They're smart, caring people.
Now, if you would hold your patch, see it says Heaven's Gate awaiting.
There are some clues that you may be being approached by a cult recruiter. If this person wants to give the impression of being your best friend ever within the first minute of meeting you, then maybe there's a hidden agenda. I would say that every single person that is in a cult, other than perhaps the leaders, the founder leaders, does not realize that he or she is in a cult.
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces.
If they did realize that they were in a cult, then they wouldn't stay.
Tough. It's got more than guns. It's got God.
To describe cult leaders as very persuasive is putting it extremely mildly. Cult leaders have latched on to these methods known as methods of psychological coercion. These mind control techniques include things like hypnosis. It will be disguised in some other way. There is tremendous peer group pressure to conform to the wishes of the group at all times. Sleep deprivation is very, very common, so that you become fatigued. Something called love bombing. Lots of hugs and kisses from the opposite sex. It's one great family, you're really welcomed, as long as you toe the party line and don't ask any questions. But the moment you do ask an awkward question or go against the party line, the love is turned off. When they're used en masse, the average person will be broken down by a typical cult in a matter of 3 or 4 days. If that person manages to escape, whether they've been in the cult for 2 weeks, 2 years, or 20 years, it normally takes at least a year to fully recover from the damage done.
The persuasion techniques used by cults are so intense, it's nothing short of brainwashing. But these techniques are found in dilute form in everyday life. We all need to be able to use them, but at the same time, we have to be aware when they're being used on us.